the 10-minute portrait being synonymous with my career, because I haven't quite gotten that 15 minutes of fame. Just kidding. But no, a lot of the things that I do when I'm photographing people that are very famous is I might have 5 minutes with them, I might have 10, I might have 15. But what we try to do is make the most of this time. We're going to have 25 minutes here, which is kind of a luxury, but the whole concept is the same. It's like you try to get as many looks as you can. Now, normally, if I've got 5 or 10 minutes with somebody, I'll try to get as much time as I can beforehand for setup. So if I can have 2 hours for setup before, even half an hour, I'll be ready for them. I might have 2 situations lit, but now we're going to give you an idea just in terms of working with this and coming up with different looks that we can in a short amount of time. So our lovely model, Stephanie, right here, is going to help us out. Come on up here on stage. And I'm going to have you kind of like right about in the center. Do you want to check the, we check the light? Okay, all right. Okay. So a lot of times, what I'm going to try to do is I will work with a single light because it's so much easier for me to move things around. If I need additional lights, for some reason I will, but I always start with the main light. I think you can make a big mistake if you bring out 12 lights and have them all going on at first. It's like I always want to know what that key main light is doing. Now, a lot of times my second light is actually ambient daylight because I do a lot of work on location. So sometimes it's the combination and this in the sky. But because I'm working with that, a lot of times I'll go with a little bit more contrasty light like this. And that's good, right there.
Oh, no problem.
We're working a little bit more toward the left hand. Okay. One of the things that I shoot a lot is because I'm fairly tall, to me it's sort of boring if every single shot is eye level for me. I tend to find myself looking down on my subjects a lot, and I don't want to do that figuratively or literally. So a lot of times I'm shooting up on people, and what that kind of does is it elongates the torso and gives them sort of a taller, thinner look. So beautiful right there. And to me, this lens is really my workhorse for portraiture. Another thing, it's like if you don't have a lot of time to work, having a lens that's versatile, the 24 to 70 2.8, it's tack sharp at every aperture, at every focal length. So I can work with a zoom lens. That's the case. I'm not wasting a lot of time changing lenses. And a lot of times, if I'm doing a tight portrait, rather than necessarily going with a traditional portrait lens like a 85, 100, or 135, I like to shoot with more of like in the neighborhood of about a 70, so I'm in closer to the subject like this.
And for those who can't see the stats, Brian's on autofocus at shutter speed 200, f10, ISO 200.
Shadows falling out there. Whoa.
Around just a little bit more this way. So right about to here. Okay, now I want you to bring the light around this way just a touch more. Okay, right about there. That's good. So a lot of times too, it's like, even with a small amount of time, I may set up 2 sets that are like right side by side, because sometimes the space I have to work with is not that large. So just having a variety where you can go from, even the difference of going from black to white background. Beautiful right there. And now let's go to the 135 on this.
Oh, okay, over there.
So again, as you're kind of working, you might, a lot of times it's like I'll try to do a full-length portrait of somebody, but then also come in really, really tight for something, because a lot of times if I do a magazine story and they're going to run 4 pages of pictures, you want that variety where it's not the same picture again and again. So changing between these, 24 to 70 is my absolute favorite, but like right behind that is the Sony's Zeiss 135 1.8, and they're 85 1.4. So step back just a hair from this stuff. Good. Right there. Go ahead and bring the hand up like that.